This story, How to Dig a Hole to the Other Side of the World, by Faith McNulty, and pictures by Mark Simont. You might have wondered, actually, if we dug a hole to the other side of the world. Well, let's see what happens. This book is AR Test 182180. It's a level 4.1. How to Dig a Hole to the Other Side of the World by Faith McNulty. Pictures by Mark Simont. To Richard. Find a soft place. Take a shovel and start to dig a hole. The dirt you dig up is called loam. Loam, or topsoil, is made up of tiny bits of rocks mixed with many other things, such as plants and worms that died and rotted long ago. When you have dug through the topsoil, you will come to clay or gravel or sand, and the digging will be harder. When the hole is 5 or 6 feet deep, you better ask a friend to help. He can pull up the clay or gravel in a bucket, while you stay at the bottom of the hole and keep digging. I wonder what they're going to find. Sooner or later, you will come to rocks. All sorts of rocks. Big rocks, little rocks, granite, limestone, sandstone. If you started a hole in Africa, you might even find diamonds. In Brazil, you might find emeralds. In other places, you might find coal, or gold, or silver. Wherever you dig, watch out for old bones and shells. The bones of many animals, dinosaurs and giant tigers and turtles and other creatures of long ago. They're buried there. If you find some, dust them off carefully and save them. When you have dug about 50 feet down, maybe more, maybe less, you will come to solid rock. This is the rocky skin of the earth, called the crust. It's mostly granite. To dig through it, you will need a drilling machine. So start drilling. You may hit water. Rain sinks through the topsoil and gathers in pools and underground rivers. If you come to water, you should put on a diving suit. You may come to a lake of black, gooey oil. If you hit oil, it would be best to give up on this hole and start another one somewhere else. Keep drilling. When you've drilled down about a mile or so, the rock will be warm. Well, this is because heat flows up into the rock from the center of the earth. You may hit boiling water or steam. This is because rainwater drips down through the cracks onto the very hot rock. Sometimes it comes up again. In some places on Earth, hot water bubbles up in springs or shoots up in geysers. Because of the boiling water and steam, you will need an asbestos diving suit. Stay out of the way of geysers. If you get caught in a geyser, it might carry you up to the surface and shoot you into the air. When you come down, you would have to start digging all over again. Keep drilling for 10 or 20 miles, and you will come to a kind of rock called basalt. Basalt is black and hard and smooth and heavy. There's a layer of basalt 2 or 3 miles thick wrapped around the earth. Keep drilling. As you go deeper, the basalt will get hotter and hotter, and it will get so hot that it will melt and glow dark red. Melted basalt is called magma. This is the stuff that sometimes shoots out of cracks in the earth and makes volcanoes. When it cools on top of the ground, it is called lava. Volcanoes are very dangerous. Be careful and don't get caught in one. To go through the red-hot magma, you will need a jet-propelled submarine. It must have a supercooling system, a fireproof skin, and a drill at the tip of its nose. Your nose ship no spaceship must be very strong. An ordinary one would be squashed by the weight of the magma around it, or burned up by the heat. Down here, below the crust of the Earth, it is hotter than any fire you have ever felt. And it will get hotter and hotter the deeper you go. When you've gone down about 150 miles, you are in what is called the mantle of the Earth. And here's the no spaceship. There's the exhaust and the engine and the oxygen tank and the hatch that lets you get in and the port window to let you look out and a periscope to look up out of the ship and the mast socket, that's where the mast goes, and the air conditioner with an on and off switch, a shock absorber, which is kind of handy. There's the drill bit and the drill shaft, that's what spins the drill. And here's the console, which is the controls for you. And here's storage and fuel and a keel, which is what is on a boat to keep it afloat, and a seatbelt, of course, and lemonade, and an air hose, and a rudder that helps you guide the ship. And here's charts and biscuits, means cookies, or crackers rather. Okay, there you go. The mantle is made of basalt that is melted into goo, and at the same time is harder than steel. It's melted by the great heat and is hard because of the great weight above it pressing down. Keep drilling. You still have a long way to go. The mantle is about 1,700 miles thick. As you go down, down, down in your fireproof submarine, you will notice that the color of the mantle turns from red to orange to yellow. 1,700 miles is like from here to the other side of Texas. It's a long, long way. This is because it's getting hotter and hotter. At the bottom of the mantle, the temperature is more than 3,000 degrees Celsius. It is so hot that if your ship caught fire, it wouldn't even leave ash. At the bottom of the mantle, you are more than halfway through the center of the Earth. Now, you must go through what is called the outer core of the Earth. It's a mixture of melted rock and iron. It's 1,300 miles thick. It'll be hard going, but if you have come this far, you should keep on. You're getting very close to the center of the Earth. After the outer core comes the inner core. The inner core of the Earth is a ball of solid iron. It is so hot it glows with a white light. Go 860 miles straight down, and you will be at the center of the Earth. The center of the Earth is where the east meets west, north meets south, and up meets down. At the center of the Earth, there is nothing under you. Every direction is up. Your feet are pointing up. Your head is pointing up, both at the same time, because there is nothing under you. And you weigh nothing. You will float inside your no spaceship. The weight of the whole world will press down on your ship. Do not stay long. Go straight ahead and begin the long trip up. Go 860 miles through the inner core and 1,300 miles through the outer core. Drill up and up through the mantle, and then through the magma, and then through the crust, and then through the rocks, and the sand and the clay, and at last, you will come to the surface, and you'll be about 8,000 miles from where you started to dig, on the opposite side of the world. If you started in the United States, you will come up at the bottom of the Indian Ocean. It'll be delightfully cool, but full of sharks. So stay in your submarine and steer it to the top. There you can open the hatch and you will see the sky and the sun, or perhaps it'll be night, and you will see the moon and the stars. If you have a sail, hoist it and start sailing home. Or else paddle. And when you get home, you can tell everyone you have dug the deepest hole in the world, and you are very, very glad to be back on top of the Earth. The end. How to dig a hole to the other side of the Earth. And again, the AR test number is 182180.